Chapter 21, 17 Seal Again. Chapter 21, 17 Seal Again. 3 months later, Yemo has set the new sealing formation method. He made piles of formation flags. Mountains of materials were turned into formation flags. A year later, Yemo looked at the pile of formation flags and rejoiced that he encountered the Du Ting God sect leader. Otherwise, with the materials he prepared, it wouldn't even be enough to forge even half of the formation flags. Li Xiu was helping Yemo on the side too, organizing the formation flag types. The two didn't say much, but they were getting more and more worried. They thought that the formation would last decades, but they could visibly see the formation flags deteriorating. With this speed, the formation could completely break in 3 to 5 years, and that the tunnel between Immortal Realm to the Divine Tao Realm would completely open. Seeing Yemo only make formation flags, Li Xiu couldn't resist asking, "Immortal friend Yi, why don't you set up a few formation flags to stabilize the formation first?" Yemo shook his head. "No, if I set up formation flags now, it would be pointless. It would cause trouble for when we set up the formation." Yemo's formation skills were much higher than Li Xiu's. He knew that this formation base was complete. If he repaired the formation on there now, it would damage the formation base. Once he made all the formation flags and set up the formation again, he would damage the base again. Yemo didn't want to do this. Although the formation was about to collapse, Yemo believed that as long as he was here, ordinary people wouldn't be able to go to the Immortal Realm. Unless a Tao Essence Divine Emperor came, but to Yemo, real Tao Essence Divine Emperors, or even Tao Actualization Divine Emperors, wouldn't even want to go to a lower realm. 2 years later, Yemo finished the last formation flag and found that he had pretty much no materials left. Yemo breathed easy. He finally finished all the formation flags before the formation collapsed. He gave some formation flags to Li Xiu and a formation jade slip. "Big Palace Lord, when you go to the Immortal Realm, just do according to this jade slip." Li Xiu took it and nodded. Yemo waved out a few more formation flags, and a clear tunnel appeared in the mist. Seeing Yemo open up a portal to the Immortal Realm so easily, she was very shocked. "Immortal friend Yi, is there anything else you need me to do?" Li Xiu didn't go in immediately and asked. Yemo thanked that Li Xiu was smart. He took out a storage ring and gave it to her. "Big Palace Lord, there are some God crystals and 2 low-grade God spirit ranges inside, and some of my cultivation experience. It's for you." Li Xiu thanked and took the storage ring. She knew that some of the God crystals were for the formation. The rest were for her. Yemo took out another blue bead and gave it to Li Xiu. "This is a small world I spirit controlled." Tao Actualization Divine Emperor. The Tao Nourishment Divine Emperor immediately felt his surroundings were locked as he called out in shock. Despite the Tao Nourishment Divine Emperor underestimating Yemo, he still broke free from the fist force lock and released a huge blue bowl. Clank! The bowl was smashed by Yemo's fist force, shaking ripples out of the nearby space. The Tao Nourishment Divine Emperor released the bowl by force, but couldn't completely activate it, and it was punched away. He was smashed by the powerful fist force and spat a few mouthfuls of blood as he flew back. Before he could speak, Yemo waved his hand, and 5 lightning spear destruction struck down. The Tao Nourishment Divine Emperor was torn to pieces. Li Xiu was scared. If this Tao Nourishment Divine Emperor used the tunnel to get to the Immortal Realm, then with how he slaughtered without saying anything, the entire Immortal Realm would turn into his truth spirit world. "Big Palace Lord, the sealing formation is broken and more people will come. Go back to the Immortal Realm now, and we'll set up formation." Yemo took the storage ring and said, "Okay, Li Xiu will wait for Immortal Friend Ye's good news in the Immortal Realm." Li Xiu said and entered the formation. Ninghai was now a famous city in China purely because a legend, Yemo, once lived here. In an ancient street, there was an old Taoist fortune teller saying, "Your fortune luck hasn't arrived yet. Go back and eat some more sweet potatoes. 3 years later, you might—" The old man suddenly got up in surprise and joy and looked at the distant sky. "Great, great. The formation seal is repaired. If it's you, then I chose right." Then he ignored the middle-aged man and packed up the stall to leave. "Hey, you haven't finished yet," but no matter how the middle-aged man called, the Taoist ignored him and disappeared amongst the crowd in a few minutes. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip: you can use left, right, A, and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Chapter 21:18, The Tao Fruit Returner is here. Chapter 21:18, The Tao Fruit Returner is here. Yimo's space-time boat had left the immortal realm tunnel now. Mu Xiaoyan, Qing Ru, and them were on the space-time boat. Even small ginseng came out. Including Yimo, there were 7 people on this. Yimo felt very good. He wanted to seal this formation before he even came to the divine Tao realm. Now that he finally did it, he would be at Gonghua heaven already if he wasn't going to the Void Marketplace. Going to the Void Marketplace wasn't a matter of a day or two. Yimo couldn't use the teleportation formation here. He was prepared to fly long-term. Now that everyone was chatting here, Yimo was happy to share his cultivation experience with everyone. "Brother Yi, if it wasn't for you, I might never be able to wake up from the ice god forbidden grounds." Qing Ru sighed again. Yimo had an approximate guess why there would be those frozen girls in the ice god forbidden grounds. Qing Ru didn't explain, and Yimo didn't ask. He felt that Qing Ru despised that thing too. Yimo was a bit sad thinking that he saved Qing Ru with the Heaven Heart Return Soul Pill, because Qing Ru had a sliver of soul left. However, Wanqing's soul had dissipated. Even that pill wouldn't work. Seeing Yimo was a bit sad, Qing Ru thought he was thinking about the Ice God Palace trapping him with the Ice God formation. Just when she wanted to comfort Yimo, she heard Yimo suddenly say, "Shadowless, stop the space-time boat. We'll go down and have a look." "Marshal Sister Runin, long time no see." Yimo walked out of the space-time boat. One of the 3 was the dark-skinned Nyo Runin. Before, she said that she was going to leave the Hung God Comer. So seeing her still here, Yimo felt a bit strange. "Your martial brother, Yimo." Nyo Runin immediately recognized Yimo. "Why are you still here?" Nyo Runin saw the extremely beautiful Qing Ru and Mu Xiaoyan and asked. She knew that Yimo offended too many people here. Yimo should be going as far away as possible. "Don't worry about why I'm here. I'm asking why you haven't left yet." Yimo had a good impression of her. She helped him a lot when he first came to the divine Tao realm. "You have no business here. Move aside." The 2 men with Nyo Runin yelled to Yimo. If it wasn't that Yimo was no weaker than them, they would have attacked. Yimo could tell these 2 stopped Nyo Runin. He knew that Nyo Runin wouldn't start trouble for no reason. So he raised his palm and slapped over. The man who just spoke was slapped a kilometer away onto a small hill, blasting it to pieces. Nyo Runin knew Yimo was powerful, but she didn't expect Yimo became this powerful. She looked dazedly at Yimo and forgot to speak. The other immortal emperor reacted and immediately said, "We're from the Hung God Comer." Qing Ru's perfect body and face was like the embodiment of beauty. Even Mu Xiaoyan was better than her. "Young mistress, you know Yimo." The other 3 are Yimo_S friends. Nyo Runin said. Hung Wan Man said calmly, "In that case, let's go in first." "Runin, don't worry, I will definitely help you." Yimo sneered. "Definitely help? Then you wouldn't lock up her mother." "Since when was her mother locked up?" She's a guest at the Hung God Comer. Hung Wanmin's face looked bad. Yi Mo didn't sell the God Heartstone to her, and even took her lightning sound Aegis fruit. Now that he came to the Hung God corner, don't blame her then. She suspected Yi Mo had powerful means, but what happened before made her feel even more that Yi Mo was with those guys. That's why she could escape. Even if Yi Mo was truly strong and the strongest half-divine, he would have to be obedient in front of the Hung God Comer Divine Emperors. There were 2 Tao Nourishment Divine Emperors and 2 Tao Molding Divine Emperor in the palace. There were also a few Immortal Emperors and a white-robed woman whose brows were locked in a frown. The atmosphere here was strange. At this moment, the Tao Nourishment Divine Emperor sitting at the top took out a communication bead and looked at it before laughing, running his back, and brought that Yi Mo half-divine. One of her lightning sound Aegis fruit was taken by this person. It seems he has come to return the fruit. He was laughing as he spoke, but the killing intent in his eyes were obvious. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip: you can use left, right, A and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Yi Mo got up and saluted with his fists. The palace immediately fell silent. What place was the great sun god mountain? Many people Dai know originally, but when they reopened their sect, the entire divine Tao realm knows now. They were one of the 3 divine sects, and was stronger than the immortal goddess sacred sect before. Now, they even suppressed immortal goddess sacred sect into submission. Such a sect's Tao actualization divine emperor was like the highest emperor of a god corner. Yet this person went up to Yi Mo to greet him. Was Yi Mo, this mere immortal emperor, that powerful? That Hung God corner Tao actualization divine emperor primary stage immediately reacted. The immortal emperor definitely wasn't ordinary or Dong and wouldn't be this polite. Realizing this, his anger dissipated immediately and walked over to Yi Mo and saluted with his fists. Hung Ran is very honored that Tower Master Yi can come to my Hung God corner. He didn't know what Tower Master Yi Mo was, but since Dong'an called him this, he could only follow. But Yi Mo didn't show him any face, and said coldly, "Really? If it wasn't for Castle Master Dong, perhaps people of the Hung God corner would have attacked me already." Hung Rail's face dazed. He didn't expect Yi Mo to lash out like this. He was a Tao actualization divine emperor, and no matter how high Yi Mo's status was, he was only an immortal emperor. Yi Mo continued, "After a while, you probably wouldn't feel honored because I came to the Hung God corner to look for trouble today. If I'm unhappy, I will kill people today." Before Hung Rail's face, just dazed, but now, Yi Mo's words made him furious. Even if the great sun god mountain Tao actualization divine emperor elder was angry, he would teach him a lesson. His face went green, and then he saluted with his fists to Dong and Castle Master Dong. "Where does this Tower Master Yi come from? If the Hung God corner mistreated him, we can make up for it." Hung Ran was really furious. His words meant that he could not touch Yi Mo on Castle Master Dong's account, but if Yi Mo didn't have any special relations with the great sun god mountain, then he would go up to get revenge. Dong'an didn't seem to understand this, and smiled. "Tower Master Yi opened a pill and forgery divine tower at Luanlan Divine Tao City. He's probably roaming around now. If immortal friend Hung wants to compensate, you would probably not find an opportunity." Dong'an sneered inside. Hung Ran was just a Tao actualization divine emperor of the Hung God Comer, and he was only Tao actualization divine emperor primary stage. Yi Mo wasn't even scared of him and killed the sect leader of the Du Ting God sect. Hung Ran was really a piece of cake to Yi Mo. Hung Ran heard this, and his face changed. How could he not understand Dong'an's words? This definitely wasn't sarcasm. He really needed to make compensations. Just who was this Tower Master Yi? Wait, Luan Lan Divine Dao City, Pill, and Forgery Divine Tower Master? Immediately, Hung Ran understood who Yi Mo was. His face went pale as he saluted with his fists to Yi Mo. Tower Master, Yi, are you the Tower Master of the Luan Lan Divine Dao City, Luo Yu Pill, and Forgery Divine Tower? With this, everyone in the palace realized what was going on. Those two Dao Nourishment Divine Emperor and Dao Molding Divine Emperor's face went pale. Clearly, they knew who Yi Mo was. A few years ago, Yi Mo killed the sect leader of Du Ting God Sect, Wei Xian, outside the Luan Lan Divine Dao City. His ferocious name had sprayed. Who was Wei Xian? He was a Dao Actualization Divine Emperor peak stage, and was about to reach Dao Essence Divine Emperor. He was very powerful. Ordinary Dao Actualization Divine Emperor tertiary stages were nothing to him, and yet such a person wanted revenge against Tower Master Yi, and was killed outside the city. News spread slowly in the Divine Dao realm, but this news was already known by all the nearby people. His Hung God Corner was nothing compared to the Du Ting God Sect. Yi Mo killed their sect leader, and they didn't do anything to Yi Mo. Now, his Hung God Corner wanted to keep Yi Mo. This was suicide. The Dao Molding Divine Emperor, who wanted to attack, Yi Mo sweated cold. He knew that if Yi Mo wanted to kill him, even the Grand Sect leader couldn't protect him. Please sit, please sit. Hung Ran's heart shook while he ordered, bring the best wine of our Hung God Corner. I need to treat Elder Dong and Tower Master Yi. Dongan smiled and said nothing. He sat not far from Yi Mo. Hung Woman's face was purple. She didn't expect this Yi Mo was that powerful. He even killed Dao Actualization Divine Emperor in the Divine Dao realm, who could kill Dao Actualization Divine Emperor. Yi Mo killed the Du Ting God Sect leader. Niu Runan's mother was more cunning and immediately realized this. She quickly dragged Niu Runan to sit next to Yi Mo and poured a cup of wine to Yi Mo. She glanced seductively at Yi Mo and said, Tower Master Yi is Runan's friend. Qianye thanked Tower Master Ye's help towards Runan. Then she drank the wine and looked seductively at Yi Mo. Yi Mo was speechless. Niu Runan was such a good person. Why did she have such a mother? Niu Runan was so embarrassed that her head was almost at her leg. Ha! I heard a friend has come to the Hung God Comer. I've come to celebrate. I hope the friend won't disappoint me. A figure appeared at the palace door. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip: you can use left, right, A, and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Zhu Guangqi saw that Dongan was here and immediately changed his plans. He would calm Dongan first. As for Hung Ran, he believed this guy wouldn't stop him. City Lord Zhu, you're too polite. I'm happy that City Lord Zhu is here at my Hung God Corner. How can I blame you? Hung Ran said with a face of smile. Zhu Guangqi could see Hung Ran's attitude, and he immediately said, I came here to get revenge today. I was set up by this person, but Castle Master Dong and Immortal Friend Hung are both here. This is quite troubling. Zhu Guangqi could tell Hung Ran didn't have any intentions of protecting Yi Mo. He cared about Dong and laughed. I came here and happened to encounter Immortal Friend Hung. If City Lord Zhu wants to get revenge from someone, then please do. I won't say anything nor intervene. Hung Ran said, even if an elder of the Hung God Corner offended City Lord Zhu, I won't dare to say anything if City Lord Zhu wants to kill. Zhu Guangqi quickly got up and saluted with his fists. Thank you, Castle Master Dong. Thank you, Immortal Friend Hung. He was waiting for this. If it wasn't for the Mu Hua God Mountain, he could slap Yi Mo to pieces. Yi Mo, it took me a long time to find you. I've stationed people out everywhere, and now I've finally found you today. I hope you don't disappoint me. Zhu Guangqi said. Hung Rant's face suddenly changed. City Lord Zhu, immortal friend, Yi is a VIP of our Hung God corner. Is the person you're looking for immortal friend, Yi? This, Yimo saw Hung Rant's face and felt disgusted. His act was so revolting. Zhu Guangqi frowned. Immortal friend Hung, you agreed before. Are you going to regret now? Hung Ran clenched his fists and sighed. After a while, sigh, never mind. Immortal friend Yi is a VIP of our Hung God corner. Please, how could Zhu Guangqi not know that Hung Ran was putting on a show? Perhaps this guy wanted Yi Mo dead more than himself. He said calmly, of course, I will take immortal friend Hung into account. Don't worry. Yi Mo, this is someone else's guest hall. It would affect people talking here. Why don't we go out to resolve things? Zhu Guangqi said, what thing are you? How dare you let Tower Master go out? Fu Fei couldn't take it and pointed at Zhu Guangqi's nose and asked, a mere immortal emperor middle stage dares to talk. Zhu Guangqi sneered and grabbed at Fu Fei. Yi Mo suddenly got up and grabbed too. Clap! Zhu Guangqi's punch was slapped by Yi Mo's palm. Zhu Guangqi retreated a few steps before standing still. He looked at Yi Mo with uncertainty, not knowing what was going on. Zhu, I hate trouble, and although I really wanted to kill you, I didn't want to go find you. I didn't expect you to be so understanding to come to me. In that case, look at my strike. Then Yi Mo hacked Shatterspace down. In that instant, everywhere was filled with this extremely intense lethal force except where Qing Ru and them stood. Chapter 21:21. Not a rush to piss off. Chapter 21:21. Not a rush to piss off. The water light was released too hastily and couldn't completely stop Yi Mo's falling mark sword rune. The sword rune sliced from Zhu Guangqi's shoulder. Half of his body flew off. Castle Master Dong, save me, Zhu Guangqi said. Dong set up a barrier around himself. Those explosion essence chi were blocked by the barrier, but he acted as though he didn't see this rooftop being opened. He said slowly, I said before City Lord Zhu attacked that I wouldn't be helping either sides. I'm a man of my words. Immortal friend Hung. Zhu Guangqi immediately looked at Hung Ran and barely released his water light again. Thud. These were Zhu Guangqi's last 3 words. His water light exploded before he released it, and his body was turned to bloody mist by Yi Mo's space lethal force. The next moment, Yi Mo took a storage ring and appeared back on his seat. The group sat in this open sky palace, but no one dared to speak now. Other than those who knew Yi Mo, everyone in the Hung God corner were scared by Yi Mo's attack. Yi Mo killed a Dao Nourishment Divine Emperor in just about 10 seconds. That Dao Nourishment Divine Emperor City Lord, who was about to get revenge from Yi Mo, didn't have anything left of him after 10 seconds. Yi Mo looked at Hung, ran, and said, You're the strongest at Hung God Comer? I accidentally blew up your guest palace roof. It's fine, small matter. If the old doesn't go, the new won't come. I'll just build a new guest palace. From the looks of it, Yi Mo really killed the Du Ting God sect leader alone. Hung Ran definitely wouldn't doubt that Yi Mo dared to annihilate his Hung God Comer. But Yi Mo didn't care and said with a sunken face, You're fine with it, but I'm not. I told you before. I came to look for trouble. I've already killed one. I don't mind killing more. Yi Mo knew the survival laws here. If he didn't have power, he would have long been killed. If he had this power and still acted timidly, people would look down on him. Hung Ran sighed. What was to come eventually came. He didn't even think about asking for help from Dong, and he knew the two were much closer. If Tower Master Yi has anything, just make an order. If anything from the Hung God corner offended Tower Master Yi, I will definitely not let them go. Then Hung ran palm down, and the Tao molding divine emperor, who wanted to attack Yemo, was palmed out a few thousand meters. Seeing that Tao molding divine emperor spit blood midair, people knew that Hung Ran didn't hold back. Yemo didn't even look at Hung, ransacked, and just looked at Nyo Runen's mother. I'm friends with Runen, and I saw her on the way. I heard you were kept here by force, and they robbed your heaven fate Tao fruit. Is that so? Hearing this, Hung Ran's face changed. He finally realized why Yemo came to here. Yemo came for the heaven fate Tao fruit. In that instant, he wanted to run away by force, but Yemo's great primordial god rune was tens of times stronger than before. His body was locked by the lethal force of the great primordial god rune, and that twisted space still sliced across his arm. The next moment, his arm appeared before Yemo, and Yemo pulled off a storage ring by force. That arm was thrown on the ground like hay. Hung Rail's fury was completely quenched by that great primordial god rune. He only had endless terror. Yemo had the great god art, great primordial god rune. Such ferocious god rune wasn't something he could deal with. He was certain that if he fought Yemo, even if he wasn't instantly killed, he would definitely die. Just who was this Yemo? He was too terrifying. Hung Ran just wanted to send Yemo out as quickly as possible. Yemo wasn't something they could take on. As for joining up with the Shui Yun God City against Yemo, he gave up this idea after seeing great primordial god rune. Yemo's spirit sense blades quickly broke the storage ring restriction and took out a jade box. When he opened it, there was a yellow Tao fruit sitting in the middle. Heaven Fate Tao fruit. Almost everyone recognized this. Jia's face went terrifyingly pale. Bastard, piss off. Hung Ran seemed extremely furious and palmed Jia, who flew out. But halfway, he was punched back by Yemo. Not a rush. Let's sort things out first. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip, you can use left, right, A, and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Dong and Hung Ran weren't surprised that Yemo took the heaven fate Tao fruit. Hung Ran wanted Yemo to go, but he could still only say, "It was our honor for Tower Master Yi to arrive at the Hung God Corner." Dong got up and said, "Thank you for your treat, immortal friend Hung. I'll be leaving with Tower Master Yi. Farewell." Outside the Hung God Corner, Dong saluted with his fists. "Immortal friend Yi, I'll be off now. I'm about to go to the God, Necropolis domain, to prepare to break through to Tao Essence Divine Emperor. I believe you're going to the Void Marketplace, right? Perhaps we will meet again there." Yemo saluted with his fists. "Then good luck on reaching Tao Essence Divine Emperor soon, but it's not easy to come out of the God Necropolis domain after going in." Dong didn't explain how to come out. He just said a few more words and left. 3 months later, the space-time boat passed a new Divine Tao city. Nyo Runen and her mother left the boat and said goodbye. Yemo let them go and dashed off on the space-time boat. We were lucky for Martial Brother Yi. If it wasn't for him, we probably couldn't leave the Hung God Corner. Nyo Runen sighed. Nyo Qianya sighed. "Runen, your friend is really good. He helped us a lot. Martial Brother Yi is a very nice person. He would rather suffer a loss himself than let friends suffer a loss." Nyo Runen said. Nyo Qianya patted Nyo Runen's shoulder. "Runen, Tower Master Yi is indeed a good person, but not someone who would rather take a loss for himself. You've seen too little people. The men I've seen, Mum, can you mention something else you've seen?" Nyo Runen frowned. Her mother was much prettier, but she really didn't like her promiscuity. Plus, Martial Brother Yi is indeed a good person. If he isn't nice, there are no nice people in the world. Okay. Nyo Qianya saw that Nyo Runen was sided with Yi Mo and stopped. She hesitated before saying, if Tower Master Yi is really the type of person you said him to be, he wouldn't take the Heaven Fate Tao fruit. Of course, even if he did take it, his character is the best I've seen. Niu Runin frowned. He gave it to you, but you didn't want it. Plus, what do we need that Tao fruit for? Niu Qianya poked Niu Runin's head with her finger. You idiot. What use is the Heaven Tao fruit for? Tao vindication, of course. We have so many God crystals and cultivation resources now. You would soon be able to reach Immortal Emperor peak stage, and then you can use the Tao fruit to vindicate Tao. If the Tao fruit is left with Martial Brother Yi, it would have greater use. Niu Runin said, let's not take about this. We'll go to the city and rent a cultivation home and start solitary cultivation. It's a waste not to use these things. Niu Qianya said, okay, Niu Runin took out a jade box from the storage ring. Isn't this the jade box for Heaven Fate Tao fruit? Niu Runin was shocked. Don't open it. Niu Qianya was experienced and quickly took the box. Before her spirit sense went in, she saw the words, Runin, you got this Tao fruit. Now I give it back to you. Vindicate Tao quickly. Niu Runin immediately said, since when did Brother Yi put the box in my storage ring? How come I didn't know? Put it away quickly. After Niu Runin put the box away, Niu Qianya sighed. It seems I'm wrong this time. That Tower Master Yi is really the type of person you said he was. If I knew it, how can I not know Martial Brother Ye's character? He wouldn't care about a Tao fruit. Niu Runin said. Niu Qianya sighed. I thought wrong of him. The reason he took it and then gave it back to us was because he was scared people would come after us. I've met so many men. How come I didn't meet Tower Master Yi? If I was with him, then, Mom, can you stop being so embarrassing? Niu Runin's face went red, and she left. Yi Mo was flying faster and faster. Dong En's jade slip said he needed to leave the Divine Tao realm and enter the void to find the void marketplace. You couldn't leave the realm from anywhere. Even though the Divine Tao realm was broken, it was still boundless. The direction towards the void marketplace was set. If you missed the point, then even with the location disk, you wouldn't be able to find the right location. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip: you can use left, right, A, and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Chapter 21-23, Yimo Meet with Bingyu. Chapter 21-23, Yimo Meet with Bingyu Golden Immortal Primary Stage. Yimo opened her eyes in joy. She put away her Immortal Carnage Tower and Formation Disc before walking out of a distant valley. Ever since she was scared by that 9-headed void-devouring bug, she didn't dare to go out. She had been hiding in distant places. Yimo, like Yimo, grew up from all kinds of fights. She knew the hardship of cultivation and knew survival was hard. If it wasn't that 100 kilometers dark red beam that drove away the 9-headed void-devouring bug, she would probably be dead. Feeling the danger of the immortal realm, she chose to go into solitary cultivation immediately. She collected more than 100 storage ring in the Bing Qiong Immortal City. She got large amounts of immortal crystals and immortal artifact from inside, as well as all sorts of immortal pill. Due to these things, she was able to reach Golden Immortal Primary Stage in such a short time. The things she collected were far from being used up. Yimo released a low-grade flying immortal artifact and was ready to find a place with people to ask about Yi-Mo. She had never seen an immortal she could talk to after all these years of immortal ascension. A few days later, a huge immortal city appeared in Yimo's spirit sense again. Yimo had never seen such a grand city. The 4 words by immortal city hung high in the clouds. Many immortals were going in and out of the city. This name was really good. Yimo thought as she landed at the city gates. When she got to the door, she was dazed. At the city gates, there was a purple gold statue that was taller than the city, and the statue was her father Yimo. Next to the statue were some immortal essence words. Yimo, Grand Emperor's Immortal Ascension City. There was a very precise introduction. After Yimo ascended from the cultivation realm, the first city he came to was the Bai Immortal City. There was even his old residence. It was written by the Wunju Heaven, Lord Gubaiwan. Although in her heart, her dad was the strongest person in the world, but she knew that was just what her thought. In fact, she knew her father was much stronger than many people. When she saw this statue, she knew that if her dad wasn't strong, there was no way he would be made into a statue here. Yimo became excited. If Dad's statue was here, then it wouldn't be hard to find him. You know him? A voice suddenly appeared next to Yimo. Of course. Yimo subconsciously answered. Then she realized things weren't right. She knew no one here. She subconsciously turned around and saw a blue-robed woman who was slightly taller than her. She wore a blue veil on her face, but Yimo was shocked. Even though she hadn't seen this woman's beauty, she felt amazed from the bottom of her heart. Yimo was extremely pretty-looking herself, but she knew she wasn't as good-looking as Susu and Auntie Qingxua. Chapter 21-24 Border of the Divine Dao Realm. Chapter 21-24 Border of the Divine Dao Realm. Hearing this, Yimo finally felt more assured. She really wanted to ask if Zhen Bingyu was husband and wife relationship with her dad, but she felt she shouldn't ask such things. She would go back to MOU Immortal Sect and asked Auntie Jingwen. MOU Immortal Sects Su Jingwen and Tang Beiwei are now at the Chaos Star Realm. If you go to MOU Immortal Sect, you probably can't find them. Zhen Bingyu said. She could tell Yimo wanted to go find them first. Zhen Bingyu didn't go to the MOU Immortal Sect, but she cared a lot about the news. There are especially people related to Yimo. Where is the Chaos Star Realm? Yimo asked. It's a place for trial that can allow people to break through quickly, especially body refinement. Zhen Bingyu spoke as she thought of the times she cultivated body refinement with Yimo. Sister Bingyu, I want to go there too. I want to hurry up and reach Immortal Emperor and go find my dad. Yimo said. Zhen Bingyu looked dazedly at Yimo. When Yimo went, he was at least Golden Immortal Middle Stage, but now Yimo was only Golden Immortal Primary Stage. But she soon said, okay, I'll go alone with you. I'll teach you body refinement and take you to dig immortal crystals. She thought of the times Yimo carried her to dig immortal crystals. Although she didn't care about those immortal crystals, she still remembered this. Only she and Yimo knew of that place, and she had been there more than once. Every time she went to the Chaos Star Realm, she would go to the places she had been with Yimo. Yimo was shocked. She knew that usually someone as powerful as Zhen Bingyu couldn't go with a golden immortal primary stage to a place for trial. Wouldn't that waste too much of your time? Yimo asked. ZBY smiled. No, brother, ye cultivated body refinement with me and dug immortal crystals with me. Now I'll go with you, Sister Bingyu, cultivated body refinement together. Yimo realized. Zhen Bingyu's face froze for a moment and knew she said the wrong things. What did cultivating body refinement together mean? Most body refinement meant you were naked. She didn't care about this before as she only pursued Dao, but now she did. Seeing Zhen Bingyu's awkward face, Yimo quickly said, Sister Bingyu, then come with me. You can teach me body refinement. Of course. My body refinement cultivation method came from Brother Yi. Now I'll just give it back to you. Zhen Bingyu said. Seeing Zhen Bingyu's extremely beautiful face, Yimo sighed. If this was on Earth, this was unimaginable. Yimo didn't know about Yimo meeting with Zhen Bingyu, He was answering some of Fu Fei's cultivation questions. Fu Fei progressed very fast with Hemo's tutelage. Going to the divine Dao realm border wasn't a matter of a day or two. Even with Yemo's middle-grade flying god artifact, it would take a few years. Yi Mo landed from the space-time boat and immediately caught people's attention. Those who came here were without a doubt going to the Void Marketplace. Dongan said it was usually Dao Nourishment Divine Emperors who went to the Void Marketplace, but Yi Mo saw many immortal emperors here. There were even some immortal monarchs. There was not a single great eternity immortal like Qingru, but soon Yi Mo understood what Dongan meant. Although there were immortal emperor and immortal monarchs here, they were clearly with Dao actualization divine emperors. The reason this group caught attention was that the strongest of them was Yi Mo, who seemed to only be immortal emperor power. Immortal emperor taking a great eternity immortal to the Void Marketplace. This was a huge joke. For friends, have you come to find people or find a place to stay? A cunning-looking immortal emperor middle stage came up to them. To him, Yi Mo and them were definitely not going to the Void Marketplace, but here to meet up with sect Qian Bais. No, we want to enter the Void from here and go to the Void Marketplace. Yi Mo said, "What?" Not only was this immortal emperor middle stage shocked, but everyone else nearby. 2 immortal emperors, 1 immortal monarch, and a great eternity immortal was going to the Void Marketplace. This was suicide. You guys are going to the Void Marketplace? This immortal emperor asked, "If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible." Tip: you can use left, right, A and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Chapter 21-25, Long Time Queuing Up. Chapter 21-25, Long Time Queuing Up. Yi Mo could only repeat, "Yes, we're going to the Void Marketplace." The immortal emperor finally realized that he didn't hear wrong and said, "Did you book a spot?" "Book spot?" Yi Mo asked in confusion and said, "We're going to fly over ourselves. We didn't book." The immortal emperor middle stage realized that Yi Mo and them knew nothing. He said speechlessly, "The lowest requirement to the Void Marketplace middle grade flying god artifact was before. Now, it's very hard to go to the Void Marketplace alone." The immortal emperor looked at the 3 behind Yi Mo and shook his head. Yi Mo could tell that the news he got from Dong and was a little different from reality. Seeing this immortal emperor about to leave, he quickly asked, "Immortal friend, may I ask why it can't be done anymore?" This immortal emperor was a nice person and explained because the Void Realm to the Void Marketplace isn't very stable. Ordinary flying magic artifact would dissemble mid-flight. Only large vessels could stay intact in this void. This was before. Now, there are void pirates on the way to the Void Marketplace. They knew that the people heading to the Void Marketplace had many good things, so they rob people on the way. If you go to the Void Marketplace alone, then even if you get close to the Void Marketplace, you would die for sure. Yi Mo realized what he meant and knew that Dongan didn't lie to him. Dongan went to the Void many tens of millenniums ago. At that time, the Void pirates weren't that strong. Plus, Dongan was from the Great Sun God Mountain. They probably had an extremely powerful flying magic artifact. Dongan didn't say this probably because he thought that he was a pill divine and it wouldn't be hard for him to get on. Then why are these people here? Yi Mo pointed at the people going to and fro. The immortal emperor laughed. There aren't many ships flying to the Void Marketplace. There are limited spots, too. There would be a vessel once every 100 years. These immortal friends are lining up for the ship. Lining up for 100 years. This is so long. Mu Xiaoyun took in a cold breath. How much longer till the ship comes? Yi Mo asked, 2 more years. If you really want to go to the Void Marketplace, you would have quite some luck on the ship." The immortal emperor smiled. Yemo sighed. "Indeed, since there's only 2 years, we'll order tickets too. Thank you, immortal friend." The immortal emperor's face was a little awkward. "Immortal friend, by 2 years I meant the ship that's about to head to the Void Marketplace. The tickets were sold out a few decades ago. If you want to buy tickets, you would have to order tickets for the ship 102 years later." "Line up for 102 years. Yemo sighed. The immortal emperor shook his head and didn't answer. This wasn't very long. Soon, it would be lining up for 200 years. Yemo learned that although there were a lot of buildings here, all shops belonged to powers here. There were a lot of immortals living in this row of immortal rest tower, and at the very bottom was a lounge. There were people coming in and out, doing deals, discussing cultivation, and resolving conflict. Yemo was going to this lobby now. He needed to find out some news. If he really couldn't upgrade Space-Time Boat and couldn't buy a ticket off someone, he would go into the void alone. He had to go to the void, and he wasn't willing to wait another 100 years. Yemo saw here that although there were a lot of people, it wasn't noisy. There were sound barrier restrictions set up everywhere. In the middle of the lobby, there was a round sign spinning. It wrote what was needed and what was rewarded. "Immortal friend, do you want to put up a sign? If you do, I can help you." An extremely pleasant voice sounded. Yemo saw a pretty-looking woman and immediately said, "Yes, I want to write out my needs on the sign. I need top materials to forge flying magic artifact. Second, I need 4 tickets towards to the Void Marketplace for the ship 2 years later. Put this at an obvious place. The reward is..." Yemo hesitated and said, "Those who wants God crystals, we can discuss in person." Yemo wanted to say Tao fruit. He had one, but he gave up this thought. This wasn't Luan Lan Divine Tao City. Even if he said he only had one who knew what consequences would arise. His cultivation level wasn't the strongest here. Yemo saw that in this 1,000-people lobby, there were tens of Tao Actualization Divine Emperors. Although there were no Tao Essence Divine Emperor, this was still very scary. Okay, if it's headline, then it costs 50K top-grade God crystals for a day. The pretty woman said, "So expensive." But Yemo could only give her 100K God crystals. "Please be seated at 764. We'll immediately put the sign up for you." The pretty woman said, "If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip, you can use left, right, A, and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters." If Yemo had the time, he would invite this person to drink, but now Yemo didn't plan to. Seeing Yemo just smile and not talk, this Tao Nourishment Divine Emperor didn't go and laughed. "Immortal friend, I heard you set up the first news, but even if you keep it up there till next year, no one would come to you. If you listen to me, I'm certain people would come to you in a while. Xiaoyun, come sit next to me. Let this immortal friend sit." Yemo said. Mu Xiaoyun quickly sat next to Yemo. Seeing this, the Tao Nourishment Divine Emperor sat down and smiled. "I'm Xian Yushua. I'm going to the Void Marketplace to test my luck too." Yemo took out a cup and poured him a wine and said, "So it's immortal friend Xianyu. I'm Yemo. I don't know much about going to the Void Marketplace. Please teach me." Qingru saw that Xian Yushua sat opposite her and quickly got up and sat on Yemo's right. "Thank you, immortal friend Yi." Xian Yushua raised the wine cup and drank. Seeing Qingru sit next to Yemo, he raised his thumb. "Immortal friend Yi, you have nice skills, but you might not know what the people who want to go to the Void Marketplace want. Those who are going there aren't lacking God crystals. It definitely won't work if you trade materials with God crystals." Yemo realized what the problem with his notice was now. He sighed. It seemed that if he didn't take out some good things, he really wouldn't be able to get the things he wanted. Thinking about this, Yi Mo said to the goddess, "Change my reward. If one is the materials I want, I'm willing to use a near top grade god artifact Chengji Extreme Yang Flag or 7-star Huangji Well to trade for it. If there's top level materials, I'm even willing to use more precious things to trade." Even Xian Yushue was dazed at the things Yi Mo took out. He didn't expect Yi Mo, an immortal emperor, to have this many good things. "Immortal friend Yi, you really shock me. Pity I don't have flying magic artifact materials, or I would take it out myself." Xian Yushue sighed and drank the cup. After that, Xian Yushue seemed to have thought of something and got up in shock. "Immortal friend Yi, that Chengji Extreme Yang Flag seems to belong to the sect leader of Du Ting God Sect Wei Xian." Yi Mo smiled. "Brother Xian is really knowledgeable. You're right. Then why is it in your hands?" Xian Yushue's hands were shaky. Clearly he was too shocked. "Because I slaughtered him." Yi Mo said directly, since he took out some good things, he would need to show his power. Otherwise, he would be very annoyed. Xian Yushue's face showed extreme shock. Even his redness receded a little. He didn't expect this immortal friend Yi was this absurd. He didn't dare to stay here and drink. Before he could say goodbye, another coarse voice sounded. "You want to use the extreme Yang Flag and 7-star Huangji Well to trade flying magic artifact materials." The voice seemed as though if Yi Mo didn't answer right, he would attack immediately. The powerful force made Mu Xiaoyan and Qing Ru's face green. A few other divine emperors who were going to ask heard this voice and saw a green-robed old man come. They all subconsciously stopped. Yi Mo raised the cup, and the pressure on Mu Xiaoyan and Qing Ru was easily waved away. After drinking the wine, Yi Mo said slowly, "I have these two things, but I'm not trading for flying magic artifact materials, but flying magic artifact top materials. If you want my things, I would have to agree to the materials. If you want both of it, you would need to bring the right materials or no deal." Ha 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 ha. A small immortal emperor is very cocky. The green-robed old man sat down on the empty space. "If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip, you can use left, right, A and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters." Chapter 21-27, Don't Know What Death Is. Chapter 21-27, Don't know what death is seeing this green-robed old man come over. Xian Yushue quickly got up and saluted with his fists before leaving. The old man didn't even seem to see Xian Yushue and glanced at Qing Ru and Mu Xiaoyan before his eyes lit up. He said plainly, "Take out your things and show me." This was a Tao actualization divine Emperor Peak stage who seemed even stronger than Wei Xian, but to Yi Mo, this old man wasn't that much stronger than Wei Xian. Yi Mo poured a cup of wine for himself and put away the kettle. He didn't pour a cup for the old man. Not only that, he finished his cup first before saying, "This is my seat. Who are you?" The old man sneered. "You're very bold." "That's right. You probably don't know who I am. Then I will tell you, Shintashinda is me. I have a title called Green-Robed Divine. You're finished. You can go now." If this wasn't the lobby, Yi Mo would have shot 7 arrows at him and killed him. Hearing this, Shintashinda pointed at Yi Mo and said in disbelief, "You're a mere immortal emperor, and you dare to tell me to go? I'll give you 3 seconds. Show me the extreme Yang Flag and 7-star extreme well." Yi Mo frowned. He didn't know if one could fight here. He wasn't scared of this Shintashinda, but if a Tao Essence Divine Emperor came, he would be no match. "Why should I show you my things?" Yi Mo sneered. "Didn't you want flying magic artifact materials? I have plenty. Choose what you want." Shintashinda waved out materials on the seat. This seemed like a large pile, but they were all low-grade materials like void, secret silver, extreme lightning gold. There was even level 2 immortal material blue windstone. The highest material extreme, lightning gold, could only be used to forge middle-grade immortal artifact. Yemo didn't expect this Shintashinda was this shameless. Yemo was ready to fight, but he didn't plan to attack first. If this Shintashinda attacked first, he would beat him to death. Yemo felt annoyed. If he was strong enough, he wouldn't need to care. He would just fight. Shintashinda, do you think you can do whatever you want at my ship god harbor just because you have some power? An angry voice sounded. Yemo saw it was a white-skinned, narrow-eyed skinny man. He was Tao Actualization Divine Emperor Peak Stage 2. Shintashinda saw this man and smiled. Manager Wenluan, you're being too serious. I'm just discussing business with this small friend. How can I cause trouble? It seems this friend isn't happy with what I took out. I'll change it up then. Then Shintashinda waved away these materials and took out a basketball-sized white, and said, little friend, what do you think Ofo this or? Small ginseng truth cloud sand. The nearby people exclaimed. It was very white and had no impurities. It had this ethereal chi. Even those who didn't know forgery knew this was material for making the best flying magic artifact. Before he could still find some life force with his punch, but now he had no chance. 3 golden bone arrows came before him at the same time. Shintashinda looked at this in despair and lost the will to fight. Thud. Blood splashed everywhere, and Shintashinda's body exploded. Then he heard the words, "It seems I have overestimated you." Even if Shintashinda was angry, he couldn't express it. Yemo took Shintashinda's storage ring and his needles before burning the marks of the battle and disappearing. Yemo knew that although it seemed easy for him to kill Shintashinda, he used all his means. Luckily, Shintashinda only made him shoot 4 arrows. Although he used some stamina, he wouldn't need to stop and recover. If Shintashinda came with someone else, Yemo wouldn't dare to use such means to kill Shintashinda quickly. After Yemo left, he ate a few essence chi, recovering god pills, and went back inside the harbor quickly. That white-skinned, narrow-eyed manager saw Yemo come in alone. He thought that this person would definitely be dead when Shintashinda went out. He said that Yemo was asking to die, but this little immortal emperor came back. But Shintashinda didn't. What was going on? Wait, where is Shintashinda? This manager stopped Yemo and asked coldly, if you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip, you can use left, right, A, and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. A year later, Yemo looked at this completely different space-time boat and finally breathed easy. With these 2 extreme-grade materials, space-time Bayo was forged into a top-grade god artifact, one that had very high defense. It was also due to his formation skills that he was able to upgrade the space-time boat to a top-grade god artifact. When he sealed the tunnel between Immortal Realm and Divine Tao Realm, his formation skills skyrocketed. Yemo knew that he shouldn't even think about tickets to the Void Marketplace. Now that his flying magic artifact was finished upgrading, he could head to the Void Marketplace. Yemo left the Golden Page world and found that both Qingru and Mu Xiaoyan were in the room. Husband, you finished solitary cultivation? Mu Xiaoyan got up in surprise and joy. Qingru came over to ask some cultivation questions. Mu Xiaoyan didn't cultivate and helped Qingru answer them. Then they spoke about Yemo. Mu Xiaoyan spoke about Yemo's story from Earth to the small world. Qingru loved it. Yemo nodded and said, "Yes, Xiaoyan, call out Fu Fei. We're leaving now." Hearing this, both Qingru and Mu Xiaoyan were a bit nervous. After all, there were many people who were stronger than them, but they didn't dare to flying into the void marketplace with a magic artifact. Fu Fei soon came out, but he wasn't nervous at all. He was eager for this. What? You're heading to the void marketplace now? The immortal emperor looked at Yi Mo and them in disbelief. Even if it was 4 Dao actualization divine emperor peak stage, they wouldn't dare to head to the void marketplace like this, but Yi Mo and them wanted to do this. Yes, there's no tickets, we have to go alone. Yi Mo said. He wasn't very worried. He had been in the void for a long time. He had all sorts of experience inside. Plus, even if there was an emergency, he would go into the Golden Page world. The main thing was that he had the location disc. Yi Mo and them going to the void marketplace caused a commotion in the harbor. Only very few Dao Essence Divine Emperors dared to go there alone. Now, even Dao Essence Divine Emperor don't dare to go there alone. Almost all the immortals of the harbor came out to watch. Even one Dao Essence Divine Emperor came. When Yi Mo released top grade god artifact space-time boat, some divine emperors sighed. These 4 ordinary immortals were so wealthy. No wonder they dared to venture. Wait. One Dao actualization divine emperor stopped Yi Mo. Yi Mo signaled the 3 to go on first before saluted with his fists. We're going into the void. What do you want? The Dao actualization divine emperor didn't salute with his fists and just pointed at the void entrance. This void entrance isn't private. If you want to go through here, you need to pay God crystals, but I need to remind you, even if you go into the void, you wouldn't be able to survive. If you trust me, Bifeng, I'm willing to find 4 tickets for you. The ship would come in a year or so. Bifeng seemed to be thinking for Yi Mo and them, but Yi Mo could tell from his eyes that he wanted his space-time boat. I'm not going to give you God crystals. What are you going to do to me? Yi Mo looked at Bifeng in contempt. He could tell Bifeng wasn't from the harbor at all. He just wanted to trick them to staying. Hearing this, Bifeng's face changed. He didn't expect Yi Mo to see through his act. If Yi Mo stayed, he would definitely have a way to get Yi Mo's top-grade god artifact. But now, an immortal emperor ignored him. He was angry, but there was nothing he could do. This was the harbor. He couldn't attack. The manager saw this and sneered. He knew how terrifying Yi Mo was now. If Bifeng really kept Yi Mo, it would be suicide. Yi Mo controlled the space-time boat and left from the harbor. In a short while, it disappeared. 4 mere insects dares to go to the void marketplace alone. This is asking to die. Bifeng didn't get to trick Yi Mo, but he didn't dare to rob it publicly. Not right. Yi Mo looked at the location disc and frowned. What's not right? Mu Xiaoyan asked. Yi Mo pointed at the disc. There's no direction on the disc. How do we get to the void marketplace? The void outside the void marketplace was endless. If you had no direction, there was no point flying. What do we do? Qing Ru clearly knew the danger of the void. The immortal realm void was okay. After all, the 33 heaven domains split apart. Even if you had no direction, you would eventually get to one heaven domain, but the divine Dao realm void was different. If you went in, perhaps you wouldn't be able to find a real land in tens of thousands of years. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip: you can use left, right, A, and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Chapter 2130, Vast Dao Nourish Men. Chapter 2130, Vast Dao Nourish Men. This is impossible. Yi Mo stared at this location disc as he watched. If it couldn't point out the direction of the void marketplace, what use did it have? I understand. Yi Mo pointed at the disc, and a faint white line that was almost invisible suddenly appeared. It's far from the void marketplace here, and the disc can't point out the exact location of the void marketplace, but it can point out the approximate location. We'll go along this white line. Once we get to the border of the void marketplace, the disk should show the location of the void marketplace. Yimo's space-time boat went along that white line for a month. Indeed, that white line cleared up a bit more. It was still not that clear, but Yimo noticed the subtle change. The road to the void marketplace was distant and long. Dong and followed the great sun god mountain to the void marketplace and used nearly 50 years. According to Dong, the great sun god mountain's flying magic artifact was also top-grade god artifact. Yimo didn't think his flying magic artifact was that much faster than the great sun god mountains. Fu Fei, under Yimo's teachings, was now Immortal Emperor tertiary stage. Mu Xiaoyan was Immortal Monarch primary stage, and Qing Ru was a bit far behind. In the end, Yimo took out the time formation disk to let Qing Ru and Mu Xiaoyan use in turns. Qing Ru's talent was no weaker than Mu Xiaoyan's. In a short half-year using the time formation disk, she reached Immortal King in the Golden Page world. Because Yimo didn't cultivate, he controlled the space-time boat to be faster and faster. Yimo was careful at the start, but later on, the space-time boat avoided all the hazards easily. Yimo stood at the front of the boat and felt that vast space that was greater than the immortal realm's broken void, and had this indescribable feeling. His Golden Page world became smaller and smaller as his power grew stronger. It was now a speck of dust, but later on, it might completely disappear. However, the space inside would only get bigger and bigger. Eventually, it might even be endless like this vast void. You didn't know if this vast void was big or small. Yimo had this sudden enlightenment. In his eyes, the universe might be endless, but one day, once his cultivation reached a certain level, this boundless space void might be a speck of dust to him, just like the Golden Page world. If the universe, this vast, was only a speck of dust to him, then what sort of world would be outside this speck of dust? At this moment, Yimo actually sat down. His mind and spirit had fused as one with this vast universe, as though he wanted to fuse this boundless universe into his Tao. This was the 9 year the space-time boat was flying in the void. During these 9 years, Yimo had been learning the universal void while controlling the space-time boat. Now that he was in sudden enlightenment, the space-time boat soon left its original path. Qing Ru was now Immortal Monarch and gave the time formation disk to Mu Xiaoyan to break through to Immortal Emperor. She was planning to see the void of the Divine Tao realm on the deck. At this moment, Yimo happened to go into sudden enlightenment, and the space-time boat lost control. Qing Ru was shocked and quickly left the Golden Page world and took over control of the space-time boat. She rejoiced that brother Yi let open the authority to leave the Golden Page world. Otherwise, if the space-time boat rammed into an asteroid flow, it would be over. The clearing up line on the disk seemed to be blurring. Qing Ru controlled the boat and wanted to pull it back to the original direction. The divine Tao realm void was too vast. Even deviating a bit would make it hard to come back to the original position. Luckily, there was guidance on the location disk. However, Qing Ru's speed was tens of times slower than Yimo. 3 months passed. Today, a large gray shadow suddenly appeared in her spirit sense. This definitely wasn't asteroid, nor a broken planet. Her spirit sense saw this, and immediately knew it was a fragment of a small heaven domain. Qing Ru knew that there might be large amounts of immortal spirit items or treasures. She immediately stopped the space-time boat. Qing Ru wanted to call out small ginseng. Small ginseng was naturally sensitive to small heaven domain as it came out of one. At this moment, Yimo's force suddenly kept rising. This vast, boundless qi spread from Yimo's body. Endless Tao waves circulated around him. In Qing Ru's eyes, Yi-mo seemed to be the entire void of the universe. Qing-ru subconsciously retreated a few steps and murmured, "This is Dao Qi? How come I feel that Brother Yi is everything in this universe?" Qing-ru had seen her master reach Dao molding Divine Emperor. Li Xiu also had Dao waves circulating around her, but compared to Yi-mo's vast, boundless Dao, her master was only a small drop. Yi-mo suddenly got up, and the endless Dao waves circulated him even more. His howl couldn't be stopped by the void. His Dao waves along with his howl gathered the entire void, making his qi keep rising. When the qi rose to a peak, Yi-mo's howl suddenly stopped. He opened his eyes and smiled at Qing-ru. This was Dao nourishment. This powerful feeling made Yi-mo almost unable to believe it. He finally realized why some people would be forever stuck at Dao molding with special fortune. Meanwhile, some people would be able to reach Dao nourishment in a few decades or centuries. He was like that. He had been in the Golden Page world for all these years and didn't reach Dao nourishment, but a few years in the realm void made him successfully reach Dao nourishment. Qing-ru looked dazedly at Yi-mo and felt he had changed, but at the same time, not changed at all. She soon reacted and walked up to Yi-mo. "Congratulations, brother Yi, on breaking through." Yi-mo was very happy. This time, he not just reached Dao nourishment. He learned even more, but these things were inexpressible. He even learned a great god art. It was related to the vast void, but he couldn't form it yet. "Thank you. Did you stop here because you saw a small heaven domain?" Yi-mo smiled and asked. Qing-ru quickly said, "Ya brother Yi, look, that's a small heaven domain, but instant second wrapped in gray. I was planning to call Shadowless and Small Ginseng out to sea, but brother Yi, you woke up. Lucky indeed. That's a small heaven domain." Yi-mo could tell that the small heaven domain was wrapped in cloud. Not every small heaven domain's cloud was poisonous. Yi-mo checked with his spirit sense. This was not poisonous. "Do we go in now? Should we call out Small Ginseng?" Qing-ru asked desperately. Yi-mo nodded, "Of course. Call them out after we go in. I haven't congratulated you on reaching Immortal Monarch. Your talent is the top, just like Xiaoyan. Compared to Brother Yi, this accomplishment is nothing." Qing-ru was shocked about Yi-mo's time formation disc. That thing was too absurd. At the same time, she realized why Yi-mo's cultivation speed was that fast. Yi-mo nodded and suddenly asked, "Qing-ru, I have a question I want to ask you. Your master has seen a lot of things, or maybe you know why too." Qing-ru looked at Yi-mo in confusion. Brother Yi was much stronger than her and her master. What did he want to ask? If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip: you can use left, right, A, and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. "Ha!" Mu Wuxuan laughed. "Your cultivation progress is not bad. The guy whom you fled with is the person you like that? Even if his cultivation speed is the same as yours, he's only an immortal king. I really can crush him with a finger." Seeing Zhen Bingyu's sneer, Mu Wuxuan was annoyed, and his tone went cold. "The emperor shall kill him first and take you away. I never make bluffs. Tell me what his name is." Yi-mo could tell that Mu Wuxuan wanted to kill her dad. So she said, "Sister Bingyu is talking about my dad Yi-mo. You want to kill my dad just with your little power? Keep dreaming. You're his daughter?" Mu Wuxuan looked at Yi-mo in confusion and then at Zhen Bingyu. "That's right, I'm Yi-mo's daughter." Yi-mo said with pride, "Very well, I won't touch you two today. When I bring Yi-mo's head over, I'll talk." Then Mu Wuxuan flashed and disappeared before them. Before they could say anything, Mu Wuxuan appeared before them again. "Tell me, do you know of Wei Feng Immortal Emperor's news lately?" Zhen Bingyu answered. It said Wei Feng Grand Emperor went to God Necropolis Domain. God Necropolis Domain, what is that? Mu Wushuang frowned and asked. He had never heard of this God Necropolis Domain. It's said to be a realm higher than Immortal Realm. Many immortal emperors went over to vindicate Tao. Zhen Bingyu said. Mu Wushuang's face changed and asked, Divine Tao Realm? The place Zhu Yiqian Bei came from? Zhen Bingyu really wanted to ask what the Divine Tao Realm and Zhu Yiqian Bei was before she resisted. You don't know the Divine Tao Realm? Mu Wushuang could tell from Zhen Bingyu's face that she didn't know about the Divine Tao Realm. Yes, I've never heard of the Divine Tao Realm. It's just said that the tunnel from the Immortal Realm to the God Necropolis Domain is open. Those with Immortal Emperor can go over to vindicate Tao. Zhen Bingyu said. Mu Wushuang's face changed. He returned to Immortal Emperor Peak Stage and wanted to kill Wei Feng and them to get revenge. It would be all too easy, but Wei Feng was no longer at the Immortal Realm. Since one can vindicate Tao at the God Necropolis Domain, it was quite possibly the Divine Tao Realm. When Zhu Yiqian Bei gave him the corner soul weed, he said he came from the Divine Tao Realm. If Wei Feng Immortal Emperor came back from the God Necropolis Domain as a Divine Emperor, then he would be slapped to death in one palm. No, he had to go to the God Necropolis Domain. After a long while, Mu Wushuang asked, How do I go to the God Necropolis Domain? Zhen Bingyu didn't hesitate and threw a jade slip to Mu Wushuang again. Mu Wushuang looked at the jade slip, and there was a sliver of joy. Thank you. I will come back and take you under my wing. I promise I won't kill your lover. Here's a jade slip in return. Mu Wushuang threw it and then disappeared. So cocky. Yimo stared at Mu Wushuang's direction and sneered. Chapter 2133, Yellow Middle Plum. Chapter 2133, Yellow Middle Plum. Immortal Marrow Pond. Yimo called out in shock. Then she asked in disbelief, Would that old guy be nice? He definitely took it already. Zhen Bingyu was very excited and shook her head. Not necessarily. Mu Wushuang is already Immortal Emperor Peak Stage. If he wants to increase his power, it's not as simple as stacking up resources. The Immortal Marrow Pond is useful to him, but not as important as we think. Regardless, Sister Bingyu, why don't we go there and see first? Yimo's eyes were gleaming with light. At this moment, Yi Mo was frowning to an ordinary grass. He had been searching for 3 days in this small heaven domain. He felt there was this calling. Yi Mo carefully checked the grass patch before him and couldn't see anything. It seemed he could only call small ginseng over. Small ginseng had a natural instinct to natural formation. Just when Yi Mo was going to call small ginseng over, his face changed. He disappeared from this patch of grass and appeared before Qing Ru. There was a white-haired man before Qing Ru. He was Tao Actualization, Divine Emperor Primary Stage. Yi Mo was shocked. When he came here, his spirit sense didn't notice this person. An immortal emperor, an immortal monarch, and a decent god beast, and a ice ginseng can find this place. You're bold indeed. The white-haired man looked at Yi Mo and said, Brother Yi. Qing Ru called with a pale face and stood behind. Yi Mo, how did this guy find you? Yi Mo stared at the Tao Actualization Divine Emperor and asked. He was certain this Tao Actualization Divine Emperor wasn't human. There was a white mist around him. I saw Ayin Plum here and wanted to dig it. However, I dug open a natural stealth formation. Qing Ru said. Yi Mo nodded. Natural stealth formation usually appeared next to plum or peach trees. Hee, luckily you dug me out. Otherwise, I closed off my senses to find things. Even if you suddenly left, I wouldn't know. It would be a pity that such a perfect cultivation woman would be gone. You're a mere immortal emperor. I can kill you easily. The white-haired man said. Yi Mo sneered. You're only a Tao actualization divine emperor primary stage, and you dare to be this cocky. You can see my cultivation level? The white-haired man's face changed. He could tell from Yi Mo's words that Yi Mo wasn't an immortal emperor. He couldn't see through Yi Mo's stealth cultivation level. As they spoke, Shadowless and Small Ginseng came over too. As they spoke, Shadowless and Small Ginseng came over. Yi Mo signaled Shadowless, Small Ginseng, and Qing Ru to retreat. At the same time, he released Zi Su. This white-haired man saw Yi Mo release a magic artifact that was barely a low-grade god artifact, and sneered. He released 2 blood-colored rings. Zi Su fell bring this twisted purple sword rune that covered the entire small heaven domain. Seeing this, the Tao actualization divine emperor's eyes narrowed. His heart skipped fast as he smashed out his 2 rings. After the 2 rings came out, the sky of the small heaven domain became blood. This blood-red killing intent that was about to erode to the depth of the soul rose up. Shadowless and them hid very far. Even so, they were invaded by the blood color and shivered. Yi Mo sneered. Falling mark sword rune shook and hacked into this blood color. Clank! Yi Mo's sword seemed to have smashed a glass bottle filled with blood, and the blood color splashed apart. The soul-eroding killing intent was also split apart, and the heaven of the small heaven domain returned to its original color. The Tao actualization divine emperor didn't expect Yi Mo to have his divine demon blood ring in one strike and broke the blood domain too. Yi Mo just used a low-grade god artifact. That twisted sword rune was too scary. Before the falling mark sword rune spread, Yi Mo smashed out 5 lightning spear destruction. At the same time, a minor space ripple spread. The 5 lightning spear destruction smashed down, bringing up blood mist. That Tao actualization divine emperor disappeared after being smashed by the 5 lightning spear destruction. Yi Mo's face looked bad. He didn't expect the 5 lightning spear destruction to only heavily injure the Tao actualization divine emperor. If this Tao actualization divine emperor just used mobility technique to run, Yi Mo was certain that he couldn't get far. However, that guy released a terrifying rune. This rune broke open his 5 lightning spear destruction and even his domain. This guy was evenly matched with him and only had a little lower hand, but he was willing to use such a precious rune to run without hesitation. He was too careful. This rune was probably as valuable as an extreme grade god artifact. Yi Mo regretted. He should have used the golden bow of divine extermination immediately. Brother Yi, did he run away? Qing Ru asked. This person is so timid. He turned to Ran before the fight even began. Shadowless said in contempt. Yi Mo nodded. He got away. I didn't expect there would be someone as careful as him. He used the best rune to flee before the battle even began. Small Ginseng said, Boss, this person definitely thinks the same as us. This place is filled with golden core state, but has no high-level immortal spirit herbs. He guessed that there's a top-level good thing here, and thus hid in the stealth formation, and shut off his senses to use his spirit sense to search. By the looks of it, he had been here for many years. How come he still found nothing? Even if there are good things, we might not be able to find it. Shadowless said. Small Ginseng said in contempt, what do you know? Real, heavenly treasures need to be mastered. If the treasure thought the person didn't have the right or power to be instant second master, it would definitely not come out. Chapter 2134 Void Pirates. Chapter 2134 Void Pirates. Yellow middle plum of the 10 great spirit items. Qing Ru called out in shock. Yellow middle plum was one of the 10 great spirit items and was a very delicious chaos Tao fruit. Eating it can help you learn world laws and your own Tao. Therefore, yellow middle plum has another name called the Tao law fruit. It was very hard for the yellow middle plum tree to bear fruit. Each fruit had different world laws, but each fruit was unique to the world. Yemo could tell this yellow middle plum was the same as the branch he had in the Golden Page world. The branch didn't have pure roots. The middle-aged man he saw at the ethereal immortal pond had a branch. The branch probably came from this tree. Yemo looked at the tree, and indeed, there was a mark of a broken branch. It really is the yellow middle plum. Yemo suppressed his joy and touched the tree. 108 fruits were a priceless treasure each. Boss, I know. The original owner of the yellow middle plum died, and so it hid here itself. Now it wants to find a master. So, small ginseng said in joy. Yemo had chaos world and world tree. It was normal that the yellow middle plum wanted to recognize Yemo as master. Yemo agreed to small ginseng. The chaos spirit items of the world each had their own consciousness. The reason he got the 3 golden pages were because they hid themselves on earth. Who was to be certain that it wasn't because they wanted to serve him as master? Thinking about this, Yemo communicated to the yellow middle plum with his will and wanted to send it into his golden page world. As soon as he made the thought, the yellow middle plum landed in his golden page world with a sliver of joy. It was on opposite sides to the bitter bamboo. So this was it indeed. Yemo scanned his golden page world and smiled. He suspected that the reason Qing Ru came here was due to the yellow middle plum. Seeing Yemo take the yellow middle plum so easily, Qing Ru knew that small ginseng was right. The yellow middle plum wanted to recognize Yemo as master, or it wouldn't be taken away so easily. I've heard it's very hard to bear fruits on the yellow middle plum. Why is there so many fruits on this one? Qing Ru asked in confusion. Yemo knew, but before he answered, small ginseng said, "It's very hard indeed. It's said that it only bears a fruit every 10,000 years, but if the number of fruits reached the number of heaven and earth, it would stop increasing. The tree has 108 fruits now, so it means that the tree has been here for at least 8 million years." Shadowless said, "Perhaps the yellow middle plum had 100 fruits here when it hid here." "How would you know?" "Impossible." Small ginseng said. "How do you know?" "The previous owner of the yellow middle plum definitely died. That's why the yellow middle plum appeared here. There was no way he would waste the fruits of the yellow middle plum before he died." Yemo felt both of them were right, so he waved his hand. "Now's not the time to discuss this. Let's leave here quickly." After leaving the small heaven domain, Yemo released space-time boat and let them go in the golden page world to watch the yellow middle plum. He tried to get back on the original tracks as quickly as possible. This time, they seemed to have went off very far. It took 4 years for Yemo to see the line clear up. Most of the times, Qing Ru chatted with Yemo on the deck or watched the void. She would occasionally go cultivate. The vast void contained too many unknown. Even at Yemo's level, there was still too much he didn't know. Shadowless and small ginseng wanted to control the ship, but Yemo sent them away without hesitation. In this void realm, it was the safest only if he controlled the ship. After another decade, the line pointing to the void marketplace became clearer and clearer. They wouldn't need 50 years to reach the void marketplace. The space-time boat had reached an extreme speed under Yemo's control. It was like a teleporting blur. But despite this, under the search of a powerful spirit sense, the space-time boat would be caught. A spirit sense scanned past Yemo's space-time boat, and even on Yemo and Qing Ru's body. This spirit sense was extremely powerful and dominant. Yimo's spirit sense scanned and saw 11 people. They surrounded a purple flying god artifact and kept attacking it. There were 5 Tao Actualization Divine Emperors and 6 Tao Nourishment Divine Emperors. Seeing this purple flying god artifact, Yimo was shocked. It was very strenuous and hard for him to get a top-grade flying god artifact, but now he easily saw a half-extreme grade god artifact. The purple flying god artifact had 2 Tao Actualization Divine Emperors protecting it, but clearly the defense formation wasn't going to last long. In a short time, Yimo's top-grade flying god artifact was near here. That's an extreme grade flying god artifact. Qingru exclaimed. No, it's a half-extreme grade flying god artifact. Yimo shook his head and said, Ha! Qiao Zhen had been ravaging the void for millenniums, and this is the first time I see someone not thinking about running away, and instead discussing flying magic artifact levels. Good. A man who was nearly 3 meters tall laughed. He left the group of 11 and stopped Yimo's space-time boat. Don't just talk about other people's flying magic artifact. I think your flying magic artifact is not bad. It's a high-quality top-grade flying god artifact. Qiao Zhen studied Yimo's space-time boat. Void pirate. Qingru called out in shock. You just realized? No wonder you dare to follow an immortal emperor into the void. Qiao Zhen studied Qingru and said, Such a pretty immortal. I've never seen such a perfect woman in all my life. Huxian, I'm going to take that woman. A skinny man dashed over and cleared one at Qingru. Qiao Zhen, who was called Huxian, said, I'm not interested in woman. I only want this flying magic artifact. He then stared at Yimo and laughed. Do you know why he called me Huxian? Because when I fight with people, I like to burn them crisp. So I'm called Huxian. Yimo released Zisu Shatter Space before he finished. Even in the void, it illuminated out a 100 kilometers purple ray that instantly annihilated Qiao Zhen's voice. Yimo reached Tao Nourishment Divine Emperor in the void and learned a lot of void laws. Shatter Space was still the same god art, but its seeping out lethal force was grinded out, and what replaced it was this vibrant purple ray. When the purple ray fell, the nearby void became purple. Qiao Zhen was a Tao Actualization Divine Emperor primary stage, but he instant sunk into this purple ray. But soon he reacted. This wasn't a purple ray. It was a death beam, one that he didn't sense any killing intent from. Shivers went across his body. As a Tao Actualization Divine Emperor, how could he not know that the greater the god art, the more terrifying the lethal force? If lethal force was stealthed, then it was a god art that perfectly fused with world laws. He sweat cold and immediately released a flame-like gray magic artifact. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip: you can use left, right, A, and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Chapter 2135 Gain Up. Chapter 2135 Gain Up. A terrifying, scorching gray exploded like a bomb. In one instant, the surrounding void was covered by a terrifying gray flame. Some went against Shatter Space Swordmark, but more attacked Yimo. Even amidst this flame, Zisu had this shocking purple ray. Void gray flame. Yimo immediately recognized this heaven flame. It was a heaven flame ranked 14th. Yimo was certain this void gray flame had a fire spirit, or it wouldn't be this mobile. It was at least a god flame level. Yimo had never seen someone use a flame as his main attack magic artifact. Qiao Zhen did this clearly because he had faith in his flame and had a flame god art. Little Blue was jumping around in Yimo's Dantian, eager to come out and attack the void gray flame. Even if Little Blue didn't react, Yi-mo planned to use fire to teach this guy a lesson. Before Void Gray Flame reached Yi-mo's space-time boat, Yi-mo punched. Yi-mo fused his flame into his fist god art. A blue fire wall smashed out silently. There was no sound when the blue fire wall hit the Void Gray Flame. 2 seconds later, there was a sharp shriek. The Void Gray Flame seemed to have encountered a terrifying predator and immediately retreated. At this moment, the second and third blue firewall came like waves. Blue like morning sky, Qiao Zhen clearly knew flames well. It was too terrifying that Yi-mo fused flame into his fist god art and smashed out such flame waves. If he couldn't stop this flame, then even if he didn't die, he would be heavily injured. The Divine Emperors attacking the purple flying magic artifact noticed things weren't right. 1 Tao Actualization Divine Emperor and 3 Tao Nourishment Divine Emperor flew over quickly. With this, only 5 people still attacked the purple flying magic artifact. The 2 Tao Actualization Divine Emperors on the purple flying magic artifact immediately had much less pressure. The 2 just glanced over at Yi-mo and took back their spirit sense. At the same time, the flying magic artifact suddenly changed directions and left through gaps between the 5 Divine Emperors and disappeared. These people are too shameless. Qing Ru cursed in anger. Yi-mo was helping them attack the Void Pirates, but they ran away instead. Yi-mo sneered. He detested such people. If he didn't want to attack, Qiao Zhen definitely wouldn't be able to stop his space-time boat. He stayed to help. He didn't expect this to happen. Sometimes you really couldn't be too nice. Qiao Zhen used his essence qi like crazy. He just needed to defend this time. Things would be much easier when his team came. But no matter what, the blue like morning sky swept away the Void Gray Flame like nothing. A sharp shriek came from the gray flames. Yi-mo felt blue like morning skies level increase a lot instantly. He immediately understood. The 2 flames were both god flames, but blue like morning sky's level was higher than the gray flame, so he devoured the Void Gray Flame. The instant this happened, the 4th blue fire wall swept Qiao Zhen. Yi-mo knew that Qiao Zhen was of no concern now. Yi-mo tried to send a message to Little Blue, making it attack the skinny Tao Actualization Divine Emperor with the 5th flame wall. Yi-mo was rejoiced to hear Little Blue's reply in a baby voice. "No problem, boss." Little Blue could speak now. He copied Shadowless's tone too. Yi-mo knew now wasn't the time to ask about this. When the 5th flame wall attacked the skinny Tao Actualization Divine Emperor, Qiao Zhen used mobility technique. When Shatter Space Blade fell down and blood mist sprayed, Qiao Zhen was hacked in half. His mobility technique was stopped halfway. The blue flame swept, and Qiao Zhen's essence spirit and body were destroyed. Only a storage ring remained that appeared in Yi-mo's hand. The skinny Tao Actualization Divine Emperor barely stopped Yi-mo's 5th firewall and retreated to the other people. The 10 people looked dazedly at Qiao Zhen's place. "How dare you kill Huxian?" The skinny Tao Actualization Divine Emperor was the first to rage. Attack together, pull his soul, and sacrifice to Huxian. The 10 Divine Emperors attacked Yi-mo together. Yi-mo knew his space-time boat's defense formation wouldn't be able to stop their attacks, so he came out of the boat. Qing Ru retreated instantly with the boat. The only thing she could do was not get in the way. The 10 Void Pirates ignored Qing Ru. To them, Yi-mo was dead now. Their domains stacked together. In their view, with this many domains and magic artifacts stacked together, Yi-mo would certainly be crushed. Yi-mo had never been through such terrifying pressure. He felt his Divine Emperor domain getting completely torn apart. A terrifying force smashed on him, about to tear him to pieces. He spat a few mouthfuls of blood, but didn't smash out Zisu. He shrunk his domain to 10 meters and smashed out 6 Shatter Space Spirit Sense God Arts. 6 Tao Nourishment Divine Emperors. If it was one-on-one battle, Yi Mo could kill one instantly. But now, he could only use Spirit Sense God Art to ambush. Seeing Yi Mo spit blood, the 4 Tao Actualization Divine Emperors rejoiced and attacked Yi Mo again. The 6 Tao Nourishment Divine Emperors paused due to being ambushed by Yi Mo's God Art. Yi Mo quickly released Adamantium Great Vehicle Painting. With the sound of Sanskrit tones, tens of golden monks came out that joined up to stop the attacks of the 4 Tao Actualization Divine Emperor. Adamantium Great Vehicle Painting? 1 Tao Actualization Divine Emperor recognized this immediately and called out in surprise and joy. Yi Mo knew that his Adamantium Great Vehicle Painting wouldn't last 3 seconds. After using the Spirit Sense God Art, he smashed down with 6 lightning spears. The 6 Tao Nourishment Divine Emperor's Sea of Consciousness was torn apart. If Yi Mo was still Tao Molding Divine Emperor, the Tao Nourishment Divine Emperors could possibly defend against this. But now that Yi Mo was Tao Nourishment Divine Emperor, these 6 Tao Nourishment Divine Emperor had no chance. 6 extremely thick lightning spears struck down. Even the golden monks seemed a bit eerie under the illumination of the black lightning. Splurge! The 6 Tao Nourishment Divine Emperors turned to bloody mist. Crack! The Adamantium Great Vehicle Painting made a cracking sound. Yi Mo knew that the painting wasn't broken, but it was useless now. There was a sense of weakness coming from his sea of consciousness. The 4 Tao Actualization Divine Emperors immobilized his Adamantium Great Vehicle Painting and broke his meridians. If it wasn't that his body was sturdy, he would be disembodied. Yi Mo resisted the urge to spit essence blood and instead went in. He waved out 2 great Primordial God Runes. Great Primordial God Rune. 1 chubby Tao Actualization Divine Emperor middle stage called out shakily, "Don't be scared, he's almost done for." The skinny Tao Actualization Divine Emperor called out quickly and released a Dragon Tooth Hell Seal. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know so we can fix it as soon as possible. Tip: you can use left, right, A and D keyboard keys to browse between chapters. Seeing Yi Mo didn't attack him, the skinny man's seal turned into a 100 kilometers tall mountain that smashed at Yi Mo. Even so, he released a defense magic artifact shield to protect him. He was still worried about the great Primordial God Rune. When a subtle God rune seeped out from the back of the Black Ruler, this Tao Actualization Divine Emperor tertiary stage could no longer resist his terror. What shocked him even more was that there was this powerful life force coming from Yi Mo. This wasn't something heavily injured people could have. The Tao Actualization Divine Emperor tertiary stage could no longer care. His black turned into a black line that disappeared with him. If Great Primordial God Rune could ignore space, it meant that the Great Primordial God Rune was in great completion master. Even Tao Essence Divine Emperor didn't dare to underestimate this. It was dreaming for him to take out these 2 great Primordial God Runes. Plus, Yi Mo wasn't heavily injured. But when he fled, he felt things weren't right. The great Primordial God Rune was ferocious. Even if he ran, it should chase up and heavily injure him. Why wasn't he injured? He was confused, but he didn't have the courage to go back and fight Yi Mo. Seeing his last team go, there was horror in the eyes of this skinny Tao Actualization Divine Emperor. He also felt the dense life force coming from Yi Mo's body. He could care anymore. He grabbed the seal and turned to smoke. The 2 great Primordial God Runes crossed the Black Ruler, but its power was greatly diminished. If this Tao Actualization Divine Emperor didn't go, it would at most injure him slightly. Yi Mo breathed. If these 2 didn't run, he would have to take out his golden bow of divine extermination. Yi Mo didn't want to do that, as if he did, he would have to kill them. Exposing his golden bow of divine extermination here was no small matter. Yi Mo knew Li Xiu's character, and she definitely wouldn't expose this, but other people were different. The golden bow of divine extermination was something even primordial essence divine emperor wanted. Yi Mo didn't even plan to take out the 36 lightning sea god, orbs, unless he was certain he could kill all 11 of them. Yi Mo knew that the two ran away also due to the chaos tree. The chaos tree couldn't repair his broken meridians, but it could allow him to have powerful life force and recover his wounds. 7 of the 11 divine emperors died, and 4 ran away. Yi Mo was about to fall. Qingru was very worried and quickly came over on the space-time boat, dragging Yi Mo inside, and then changed directions as they flew off. Yi Mo was quite heavily injured this time. He left Shadowless and them to control the space-time boat, while he went in the Golden Page world to recover. Even a Tao Nourishment Divine Emperor would need the best God Spirit herb or long time in solitary cultivation to recover from meridians being broken,